YouTube, muscly folks, what's up? It's a Mad Cow 5x5 workout. We got abundantly light weights because I'm getting over a bunch of tendonitis. And therefore, I've switched to sumo deadlifts. Now, in the past, I've always done conventional. It's probably my strongest lift. I got my max that I've ever done is 365 on conventional. 315 is a fairly easy thing for me to maybe get 4 reps on. So for me to do sumos, now on the other hand, I've tried sumos one time, and I did a set of 6 at 245, and about snapped myself to bits. I mean, it was really an immediate hamstring injury, and obviously my body is not. Some elements of my inner thighs and stuff do not have the power to deadlift like the rest of my body from doing conventional does. So I have to really be cautious. I also don't really know what form I like yet. Like this width right here, I feel like is too wide, kind of. But at the same time, if it's more narrow, where do my hands go? I'm just trying to figure this out. I've done it very little, and so the maximum I'm doing today is just 230 for a set of 5. You know, just keeping it to where I can explore and learn the exercise with weight that 230 or whatever I could on conventional. I could probably do 13 or 15 reps. It's really just a matter of like cardio more than really like any chance it's not going to go up. So I wouldn't have to worry about my back caving in or anything. But in terms of like the width, I just feel kind of like maybe my width is a little too wide. Like my body just doesn't look stable there. But maybe it's because I need to build muscle, around the sumo. Maybe that's why it looks so like sprawled out and stickly over the bar when I'm doing it versus conventional, where I feel really strong and able to move a lot of weight. But ultimately, like my knees have been caving in on squats, on deadlifts, on a number of leg press, on a number of exercises where I feel like my external rotators in my hip, abductors, if you will, are not killing it on the level as the rest of my legs and glutes. So they're really just collapsing a lot of times when the bar moves into their territory. And I just need to really strengthen that through the sumo. I mean, you can kind of see it in my squat form. Like, if you just imagine someone coming up behind me and doing a sumo deadlift right where I'm squatting at the bottom, like, it's almost like it would fix everything wrong with it. What's kind of like falling to pieces when I get under parallel. I mean, I like to go balls deep. That's just the way I like to roll on the squat. So I feel like it's easy for me to know how to squat when I just go to the bottom. And then I know how far to go because I feel like my calves touching me and stuff. That simplifies the movement pattern for me to make it balls deep. It's just you have to really get your form clean, or your spine will start flexing the wrong direction under heavy weight and that kind of stuff. So it's fortunate that with the Mad Cow program, I'm squatting every day, and I'm kind of getting to lower the weight down and really focus on form as I'm so doing. Now, the shoulder press, noting that I've got the tendonitis in my rotator cuff, this is really just, I normally use an explosive form, and today I was just gentle. I'm just like, let's make this go up and down without any weird accidental movements of the bar somewhere besides exactly where it's supposed to go. Like any false move, and I'm probably shredding these rotator cuffs. I mean, in reality, in most cases, you probably should generally do something light that hits the area around the tendons, but without inflaming the tendonitis. Now, I did kind of feel a little irritation on this 95 for 5. Like, it wasn't, in my right one, it wasn't enough to, like, say it was further tweaking. It was just kind of my nervous system saying, hey, any false move, and this is instantly going to be bad. So it didn't result in any soreness at all after the set or anything. So it wasn't really too much, but it was like riding the line as you see me falling off the exercise ball. That is what makes it a good ab exercise, though, is the fact that you have to balance yourself. That's why I try to, like, for example, my feet could have gone up against the wall here, but I tried to avoid letting them touch the wall because I feel like that the whole complexity of this exercise is the balance challenge. And what I like about it is it gives you a sit-up that you can do that will not actually grind your spine into the hard floor. Kind of with the rubbery ball, it kind of takes some of that stress off, allows the rubbery ball to absorb it. But I haven't been able to do hanging leg raises because of my arms and shoulders and everything. And also the elbow tendon would be affected by that because the gripping is affected by that. So there's like basically every nerve that's affected by those um, tendonitis issues would be singing at me if I'm doing the hanging leg raises. That's just completely a bridge too far at this point. So I've just gone to doing 3 sets of 30 on these stability ball crunches once per week is my new abs regime, which is highly minimalistic, but that's because you do not need a whole lot of abs to or ab work to get a six-pack. I mean, really, once you've developed the abs that go along with heavy squats, heavy deadlifts, if you lose weight certain amount, you're gonna have a six-pack sitting under there. And I've got one at all times, whether I do, you know, one kind of ab exercise or another. And I really don't think you can really like muscularly develop detail in the abs past a certain point. I feel like a lot of the I mean, just continuing to do heavier and heavier weights on squats and deadlifts and stuff is going to continually progressively overload the abs. You know, they'll have to further adapt one way or the other as a consequence of that. So knowing that about it, it's like too much difficulty, too much effort into the abs. I feel like it just puts more pressure on the lower back and takes more energy away from your squats and deadlifts and that kind of thing. And those things would have worked the abs better anyway. I also feel personally, and I could be wrong because some people do like ab exercises, but I feel like they're some of the most nerve rattling and painful, and I feel like they hurt more than anything. Like thinking about this particular day, like definitely without question, even though like usually after about 2 or 3 weeks I can get adapted to the stability ball sit-up guys and where they don't really do anything. But in this particular day, it's like my second week doing them, so it's burning the hell out of my abs. Like it hurts really bad. Like it was the most painful thing of the whole workout by leaps and bounds. And I've got a really well-trained core. It's not, you know, it doesn't hold me back anywhere, but just the sheer level of pain that I was experiencing for having to basically rebuild routine conditioning on my abs, you know, to do a body weight exercise. Like, there's no way I could have that happen with my legs. Like, imagine what it would take with your legs to get your legs to burn as bad as my abs are feeling right now. I mean, it definitely would require like a heavy leg press for a whole lot of reps or something very catastrophic physically, like definitely nothing body weight that you're trying to recondition yourself to. So it's almost unfair that this kind of stuff hurts so bad. And I think it may have to do with the fact that all your organs are all in there and your spine and everything. So it's just really trying to keep you from going too crazy by so doing it. Now, okay, in this particular day of doing the seated calf raises, first of all, that's a 100-pound plate at the bottom. So this is basically like 4 plates plus a 10 or something. And then, so that's pretty heavy for me. And when I was going to put it back on the rack, you'll notice that I discovered that the thing is broke. And so, like, it goes way past the thing, and like it's supposed to like lock in right underneath the thing so that the apparatus will fall right on it and rest. But it just like overswung it, and then it was basically just falling endlessly, and then you had to like really gently, super gently set it down. That is definitely going to wind up snapping somebody's leg off soon. But you know, that ain't my business. Well, it kind of is my business because it about snapped my leg off. But that was I'm sure they'll catch that and fix it. They're usually good about fixing stuff here. But yeah, that particular set was hilariously scary. Now, starting these box jumps today, I was having a problem with my explosiveness, like slowing the acceleration down. You'll notice on this particular angle that I'm almost like knocking over the box some of the time while doing my warm-ups. And, you know, this set too was also not very soft. Like, it was kind of risky in my landings, like in terms of and, you know, like that, moving the box. Like I'm landing on the box and I'm jerking the box. That's not safe. That's not what I want to do. I want to land soft so that the force that I'm generating is not getting mindlessly projected into whatever. You know, so then I started focusing more on that. There was a good soft landing. Like I started getting more of the soft landings after feeling like those first 2 rounds were not at all soft. And it was working better. Like I guess on a certain level, I've done these enough times now, which is not that many times, maybe 3 or 4 weeks, to where the hip snap part of it is under control. Now here's Roy doing the 30-inch box, and notice here he's trying to not have as much squat and have more of a hip extension to power his jump, and he's really getting that dialed in here. I mean, note this is a 30-inch box. This is real high. He's like 6'3" or 4" or something. So like this is a real high jump for him, but he's really starting to come along in terms of that, not squatting down so much and using more hip extension to get the explosion for the jump. But yeah, for me today, I was able to, by the back end of the jump portion of the exercise, start to actually focus on my landing. Like, am I being soft with my landing? Because that's kind of like the other side of the box jump. The one side is the actual propelling of yourself to the correct place with your feet, but then when you land, you want that landing to be soft and gentle and not rattle your joints, so that you'll become good at landing in ways that
there you go.
reduce your risk of injury. But yeah, this was today's Mad Cow 5x5 workout. Still very early in the program, so the weights are going to escalate very soon. Like, comment, and subscribe. I sure do appreciate all your time.
Nice.